one mic.
All I need is one mic.
It's just different.
One mic with Big Mike.
The overall tenor of what he's saying is very stupid.
And they say his style is too urban for the radio.
Maybe it's not racism. Maybe it's placism.
Brother has to know his place, right, Bob?
One mic with Big Mike.
Things aren't always what they seem.
A sports talk show, but no subject matter is off limit.
Don't just tell me that the reason something's being done is because that's the way it's always been done. Because the first thing I'm going to say to you is slavery.
And now, your host.
I got the big homie here who needs no introduction.
Big Mike.
All I need is one mic.
Welcome into a Friday, man. It's a stormy Friday here around my neck of the woods, man. It's about to get busy outside. Got thunder shaking my crib and everything, man. Either way, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for another Friday, end of the week as we get into this weekend. Got a bunch to talk about today. Not a lot. I shouldn't say a bunch. We got some stuff to talk about today. I'm not sure if we're going to take up the whole 2 hours today, but, you know, we'll see what it do. It is the One Mic with Big Mike show. I, of course, am your host, Big Mike, here with you live at 7 o'clock Eastern Time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can hear me on my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. You can hear me on Spreaker. That's SPREAKER.com. You can also hear me on Blast.fi and TuneIn. I'm live in all four places. You can also see me live right now. I'm streaming on my Facebook page. That page is at ONEMICWITHBIGMIKE, One Mic with Big Mike. You can go there. You can see my ugly mug here on this Facebook Live situation. Also, make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and Instagram at the number one MICWITHBIGMIKE. And importantly, I got to continue. I got to mention this more often because now I understand that there is a value in it. You guys make sure you sign up for your free Spreaker accounts. Again, that's SPREAKER, Spreaker.com, or you can go and download the Spreaker app for all of your mobile devices. But make sure you guys sign up for your free Spreaker accounts. And then once you do that, search for my show, the number one MICWITHBIGMIKE, and then follow me. That way, whenever I do the show live at 7 o'clock Eastern every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you guys get an alert as to when the show is coming on, so you guys can tune in. You can share it with your friends and tell your friends, hey, the One Mic with Big Mike show is on. You guys can come and check me out. Also, the show is interactive. It's live and interactive, so you guys can join me in the conversations that I'm going to have here shortly. I'm going to start here shortly by joining my live interactive chat room. Just go to Spreaker. If you're listening on Spreaker, if you're listening on my website, you'll see a little thought bubble icon. Just click on that. A couple of steps later, you find yourself in the live interactive chat room, able to interact with me and ask me questions and tell me what you think about me and how stupid I am and all those great things. You can do that right there. You can also now text the show. You can text the show live and get your texts read live on the show. The number is 404-902-8104. So with all that business done, and don't forget, if you don't get a chance to check out the entire show, I don't want anyone to worry and think you're missing anything. You can always come back later and check out the archived episodes on any of the four outlets that I've already mentioned, as well as on iHeartRadio, on YouTube, and iTunes as well. Now, as far as today's show goes, I mean, if you've been alive in the world of sports today, you know what we're going to talk about. You know one of the things that we're going to talk about. But other than Mr. Ryan Lochte and his situation down there in Rio at the Olympics, of course, I got to do on this day. I got to take you guys on a trip in the past as far as sports go and give you guys a couple of little tidbits in my daily feature called On This Day, where I give you guys, of course, some factoids that you may or may not be able to use going forward. I'll talk about the NFL. Last night, got Week 2 of the NFL preseason kicked off. Got a couple more games going on tonight. One of the feature matchups is going to be tonight, the Dolphins and the Cowboys. I'm actually looking at NFL Network right now as I'm speaking to you guys. We're going to see Tony Romo for the first time tonight. We're not going to see Ezekiel Elliott. We'll get to see everybody's favorite preseason quarterback so far, Dak Prescott, to see if he can carry on some more of that momentum that he started last week. Last week it was against the ones. I don't know how many snaps he'll get against the ones this week, but it serves to, it figures that he should have some pretty good, pretty decent success against a bunch of backups, if that is in fact who he sees most of his time with tonight. So we want to talk about those. I want to tell you guys about some of the guys that caught my eye yesterday or last night. The NFL Network, once again, Red Zone gave us some Thursday night Red Zone action, so that was pretty cool. Scott Hansen and the guys at NFL Red Zone hooked us up, so we got to see a bunch of the games that were going on. Well, all of them, as a matter of fact. Not in their entirety, but we got a chance to look in on them as they do on NFL Red Zone. And of course, I'm going to talk about this Ryan Lochte situation, but not only that situation, because there's a lot in it, and I've I don't know if I've trained myself or I'm kind of programmed to just extract hypocrisy out of things, and I think this lends itself to that type of conversation, right? So, unless you've been living under a rock here lately, you know the story. Ryan Lochte, starting last Sunday. And before I get into the conversation about Ryan Lochte, I got to make sure I give you guys the question of the day, brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. And it's simple. You can text the show, 404-902-8104, or jump on in the live interactive chat room. Like I said, if you're listening via Spreaker or my website, just click on that little thought bubble. It'll get you inside the live interactive chat room. And you can answer this question or whatever else you want to ask. The question is very simple. What would you like to see happen to Ryan Lochte? He skipped town before, the judge ordered his passport to be seized, and by the time that went down, my man was back in Carolina or wherever the hell he's from. So, if there's a lot of talk happened on social media, people in their social media fake outrage. I can't believe this happened. Look, here's the thing. Before I get into the the nuts and bolts of everything, this is not really something that you should really consider a story. It's more idiocy and stupidity and foolery. You know what I mean? And what you find is a lot of times, or a lot in this situation in particular, people went to bat for this kid early in the process, right? And now those people are feeling like, damn it, you know how you feel when you go hard for somebody and then you realize that you were wrong. Oh, ask Jill Scott how the Bill Cosby thing went down with her, like that. So, anyway, let me rewind here a little bit. On Sunday, a report came out, and I think the report was initially made by Ryan Lochte's mom, that her son had been he's been robbed by some guys in Rio at a gas station pretending to be police or posing as police. And then after that, there was this sensational story of guns being pulled and Ryan Lochte putting himself in the tough Bruce Willis role. The guns pulled on him and it's to his forehead, and they're telling everybody to get on the ground, and Lochte saying, whatever, dude, I didn't do anything wrong. And, in retrospect, and not even in retrospect, even as I'm hearing it for the first time, I'm like, hold on. Come on, bruh. I have a problem when people go that hard. And it's like the dude that you ask the question. You might ask a simple question, and it's just like, man, I swear to God. It's like, hold on, dude, you ain't got to do all that. It's just I just asked you if you, like egg and your tuna fish. You know what I mean? That that dude is like, he's covering for something. He's lying about something. And like this Ryan Lochte thing was just real weird. And then the other thing that I guess kind of like escaped a lot of people in the initial reports. First of all, the IOC people was like, hell no, it didn't happen. Which again, it makes you wonder, like, damn, this is Rio. How are they so sure that quickly that nothing happened? Like, you got to ask yourself, do they know something? Coupled with the fact that I think one of Ryan Lochte's trainers was like, nah, they didn't get jacked. What are you talking about? That didn't happen. You know what I mean? And then he went on to further embellish the story. He was on like Today, and he was on with like Billy Bush and whoever, talking about this crazy thing that happened. And then, as time moves on, I said it on Wednesday on this show that, look, man, now it sounds like there's something that was trying to be covered up. Like with such it was a stupid lie, but it was too elaborate. You know what I mean? It was just like too elaborate. You could have said you got pickpocketed, or, I don't know, but the lie was just too elaborate. So with that being said, on Wednesday, I was like, oh, there's something up, right? Not shortly thereafter, it was like, yep, because I heard about them saying we're gonna pull some tape, and I was like, yep, ball game. Like he didn't, I guess, because I saw the little podunk gas station that they were at, and he didn't, I guess, expect for them to be like Americanized. That's the other problem too. Like, outside of the, people say the white privilege thing, that's like that American arrogance that feels like, like everything that we have, no one else has anywhere. So when I go these places, I'm just going to do what I want to do. That's what made me think of the question earlier today. The question of the day, like, what do you think should be done to him? Because in reality, I'm not about that life at all. Like, that happens way too much. And I've never seen a case of that with the bruhs. Like, we go somewhere, it's like we're going to chill, we're going to stay on a resort. We ain't got to be amongst the, white people like to be amongst the people, and then they end up going missing, and, all kind of crazy stuff. They end up, people end up putting dope in their bags, and then they end up doing, time in Bangkok prisons. And I look at a lot of Locked Up Abroad, cuz, you know what I mean? And it's like real weird stuff that happens in these prisons. Nah, it's weird stuff that happens in American prisons, please believe, because I watch Locked Up too. But at least, you know what I mean? You get locked up in America, man, your folks can come see about you. You get locked up in, Rio or damn Mexico or some of these damn places, man, there might be a wrap. But anyway, and like that's what I think should have happened, to be honest with you, because I'm not really the guy that's ever like, you know what if this would have happened? What if this would have happened? Normally. And I'm not even like that this way. But I'm like, okay, if he wanted to have these people wasting all these resources chasing down these fake leads on him, do whatever you would have done to the person that you caught. If this actually did happen, whatever you would have done to the person that you caught for doing that to them, do it to him. That's how I think that should be handled. You know what I mean? Like, I got some answers on social media days. Like, whatever the Brazilian law says, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Like, that's real wide. Because some of these places get, like, real buck with stuff. Like, yeah, we're going to put your balls in a vice or something crazy. Nah, I don't know if that's worth that. So, anyway, the situation seems to be resolved today. My man, well, I'm not going to tell that lie. I was going to say he apologized, but he didn't. Let me see if I can. Yeah, here it is. Okay, this is what he says. And I'm not a big apology guy anyway. It's when you do something on purpose and then you get caught, don't apologize to me. I'm good. You know what I mean? So anyway, he says, quote, I want to apologize for my behavior last weekend, for not being more careful and candid in how I described the events of that early morning, and for my role in taking the focus away from the many athletes fulfilling their dreams of participating in the Olympics. I waited to share these thoughts until it was confirmed that the legal situation was addressed and it was clear that my teammates would be arriving home safely. It's traumatic to be out late with your friends in a foreign country with a language barrier and have a stranger point a gun at you and demand money to let you leave. But regardless of the behavior of anyone else that night, I should have been more responsible in how I handled myself. For that, I am sorry to my teammates, my fans, my fellow competitors, my sponsors, and the host of this great event. I accept responsibility for my role in this happening and have learned some valuable lessons. I am grateful for my USA swimming teammates and the USOC, and appreciate all the efforts of the IOC, the Rio 16 host committee, and the people of Brazil who welcomed us to Rio and worked so hard to make sure that these Olympic Games provided a lifetime of great new memories. There has already been too much said, of course there has, and too many valuable resources dedicated to what happened last weekend. So I hope we spend our time celebrating the great stories and performances of these games and look ahead to celebrating future successes, end quote. Oh, man, that is awesome. Like, that's the best non-apology ever. You know, it's like, well, if I hurt your feelings or if you took what I said out of turn, nah, douchebag. I mean, this on you, cuz. Like, for my role in it, you concocted the story. And here's the other thing, too. And I know a lot of people on social media had their way with this. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But the whole idea of, you know, there were boys being boys or kids having fun or whatever. Okay, first let me point something out to you guys. The person who said that was the IOC guy, right? So now I'll get into the whole social media thing and these like false equivalencies that I very much. They're the bane of my existence. You know what I mean? Like, to the point, it got so ridiculous to the point, like, someone actually made a post, and people think they're clever, you know what I mean? Like, Trayvon Martin, 17, man, Ryan Lochte, 32, kid. Like, come on, man. Like, who are you talking to when you do that? You think the same people that are saying that about Trayvon Martin are the people? Well, I'm telling you it's not. The person who said that about Ryan Lochte probably didn't even know his age because he looks like a punk little douchebag. Anyway, that dude with the IOC was the one like boys being boys or kids having fun and all that kind of stuff. The two things are so separate in nature. Because here's the question, like, even if he was 17 or 20, 21 like the other kids was, that's the other thing too. It's like, as a grown man, that dude left them 20-year-old, 21, 22-year-old boys out there just hanging to dry while he skipped town. Apparently, because of how it went down, they snatched them kids off the plane yesterday. So apparently, the team was supposed to leave together. Now, if you Michael Phelps, I understand you bugging. I mean, you just bouncing because, like, look, this dude is like, he's an actual grown man. I mean, in actions as well. You know what I mean? He got a baby. He got his wifey there with him. His mom's is chilling. It's like, I'm going to get these medals, do this swimming. I ain't got no hanging out to do in Brazil. I'm going to go home and chill with my baby. That I understand, right? But Ryan Lochte, you hanging out with these dudes. You out at the gas station doing your thing, and you I don't know I don't even know what the damage was. You can go to my Facebook page, ONEMICWITHBIGMIKE, One Mike with Big Mike. The pictures of what the damage was is on TMZ, but I put it on my Facebook page. I couldn't see it, and I'm not being a dick about it. I couldn't see what happened. They showed like a scratch on a poster, and I was like, "Wait, what did they do?" And I assumed when they was talking about something being done to the bathroom, I thought they like went in there and like defecated and like peed everywhere, you know, that kind of drunk ass stuff that I've seen. I've witnessed many a drunk white boy pull those type of numbers on places. So I thought it was one of those situations, and maybe it was, but the pictures that they had on TMZ just didn't, I don't know, they didn't really show anything worth, you know, somebody being, you know, security guards coming out with guns, and maybe too, you know, maybe them dudes were just so drunk and belligerent, because again, I went to college with white boys, so I've seen that number too, dude. I've seen white boys, that term that circulates in the black community, that I'm not sure that people have actually witnessed this for real. White boy wasted, yeah, it's a real thing. It's like one step away from alcohol poison, for sure. And I've seen it on many occasions. So, like, if that was a situation, oh yeah, firearms are needed. You know what I mean? Because the white boys I've been around, they like to fight. I mean, a lot too, when they get drunk, and fight for people too. Like, you don't even have no beef with nobody. They just want to fight for you. So anyway, but then I didn't hear a lot. Well, I kind of stopped listening, to be honest with you. So maybe people did talk about this, but before he issued that apology I just read, or whatever you want to call it, that Twitter statement, that dude said the gas station edited the tape. There's like 3 minutes missing that the gas station must have edited. I'm like, this dude is a child. Like, that's how kids lie, right? Like, you were the only one at the crib. right? And like the vase got broken, but you'll still lie upon a lie upon a lie upon a lie when it's quite obvious who did what. You know what I mean? He lies like that. Yeah, it's a douchey dude, man. You know what I mean? He's a real douchey dude, and that's why in watching this, man, black folks, y'all gotta stop. Because the first thing, because I know what it is. Y'all was waiting on this. Maybe not this particular thing, but you was waiting on some white person to do some ridiculous thing so that all your Simone Manuel and all your Gabby Douglas stuff could come back up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. They want to talk about Gabby Douglas not putting her hand over her heart, but this boy out here lying on the police. All right. You know, what is the, like, I asked Renee this the other day, like the they thing. They. Is there just like a one big group of theys? Is the same people, the same people who was criticizing Gabby Douglas, the same people who aren't saying anything about this kid Ryan Lochte, and we know this how? It's just weird, man. Like, every day I'm forced. I am, because I do this, right? To be a part of like the social media community. And, you know, there are moments, you know, things tickle me and things are peculiar and they're funny to me. But for the most part, oh God, it's so horrible. It's so horrible. And it's just full of smart, stupid people. You know what I mean? Those people who think they smart, but they really stupid. It's, God. I mean, I can't even verbalize it. This the disdain that I have sometimes for certain things, man. And I guess, you know, when it started to really like kind of get me to that place, like when those dudes was getting shot by the police and stuff, man, and like everybody found a reason to continue to post these dudes dying on my computer, man. I'm just, you know, I just walked away. Like I have no comments. I'm just gonna bounce, man. It's because I don't see the use for that, and maybe there is one, maybe there is, but I just don't see it, and I choose not to participate in that stuff. Like if there's something constructive being said or some actual information being, you know, dispensed, all right, I can rock with you, but you know, just this feigning of this anger. That's what's going on with this Ryan Lochte thing. This is stupidity. This is funny stupidity. And all the things that everyone with good sense knows, people feel like they're the ones with the epiphanies. Like, I wonder if this was somebody on the men's basketball team. Well, I mean, it is the summer of Draymond, but, you know, whatever. I mean, yeah, it would have been different, of course. It's the world we live in. Of course it would have been different. Of course it would have been talking about putting him under the jail. Like, saying that is like saying water is wet. It's understood. You know what I mean? It's understood to the people that you talking to. Because I'm sure all y'all that y'all not sitting around here and got these like specific groups that you're in with a bunch of white people that look to you for this type of advice. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Jamal, what would have happened if it was a black guy? I want you to tell us. No. All you're doing is telling other black people who should know this. And if they don't, it's because they don't want to. That's a totally different story. You know what I mean? That's a totally different branch of the tree. But everybody, you know, everybody's needs attention and everybody's got their thing going on. And the funny thing about this the funny thing about this guy in particular, Ryan Lochte, and this is the One Mic with Big Mike show. I'm streaming live right now on Spreaker, the Spreaker app, Blast5, TuneIn, and my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. Also, make sure you guys check out the live stream, the video stream on my Facebook page. It's One Mic with Big Mike, ONEMIC, WITHBIGMIKE. Here's the thing about this dude, and you MFers think nobody remembers this stuff, but I do. I remember this type of foolery that goes on with black folks. 4 years ago, this the dude that stood up there and he had the grill in, and everybody thought he was so ratchet and so down and all this. Where y'all at now? No, he's a douchebag. He's a douchebag then. He's a douche. Anybody ever heard him talk? He's a douchey dude, man. And douchey dudes do douchebag things. And that's what this is. This is a douchebag thing. Like, I don't know, dude. I said earlier that they should do, whatever. You know, because here's the thing. You don't care. You're acting like you don't care about Rio. You don't care. And the other thing is this. Rio can't be offended by this. You know what I mean? There's a reason that this was even believable to some people early on. Because it happens. This really happens there. Things like this truly happen. In this case, it didn't. But it really happens. Before the opening ceremonies. Some dude, a swimmer or whatever he was, his mother-in-law got abducted. Another dude got killed trying to rob a Soviet, somebody with the Soviets. I don't know. He was trying to rob him and they end up killing the dude. This is real stuff. And this is my policy on that. Like, if you steal, right? And I know you steal and you choose to be around me for whatever reason, when something go missing, I'm going to look at your ass immediately. And then if it just turns up that, you know what, I misplaced it and I find it, I'm not going to apologize to your ass. You a thief. Same thing with Brazil. This really happens. People get jacked and murdered. Like, somebody got murdered the other day. I was reading about it today because I went and I wanted to see, what kind of incidents are going on while we talking about all this. Somebody got murdered right outside the stadium where the opening ceremonies was. Come on, man. Like, no one really cares that much. You don't care about Ryan Lochte. In 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, in a couple of days, you won't even think about swimming again until next where they going to be next time? In Beijing or Japan, wherever they're going to be for the Summer Olympics. That's the next time you'll think about swimming. Yeah, I'm kind of good on this whole thing, man. Like, there's some people that should be mad. You know, this dude, like he's in for an ass kicking. If it's me, like, you don't just leave me. You don't just like concoct a lie. Leave me in Brazil. Now I got to pay these dudes $11,000. I had to pay these dudes $11,000 to get up out the country, and he had to donate $11,000. You must be kidding me. Them lies. That's called extortion, cuz. That's called a ransom payment. Cause if you don't pay it, what's gonna happen? You can't go no damn where. I.e. ransom. Ain't no damn donation. A donation is by my choice. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, that dude Ryan Lochte's gonna get his ass kicked if it's me. That can't be the move. Like, if anything, cuz, like, if you know the story's about to fall apart and you about to dip, you need to let everybody know. Everybody that's involved. Look, man, we gotta get the hell up out of here, man. These folks gonna be trying to keep us down here. Nope. Like the douchebag he is, he just got on the plane and left everybody. Left all these other dudes to think everything was okay. They get on the plane like, all right, cool. We get to bounce, go back to America. Them damn Brazilians, them damn Rio police was like, y'all can get the hell up off this damn plane today. It ain't gonna happen like you think it's about to happen. You got some splaining to damn do. And some money to pay. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, man. Like, there's no sense in being moralist about this kind of stuff, man. I can't believe he lied. Sports fans love doing that. As though, like, the first time you heard of Ryan Lochte lying, that's the first time somebody lied. Now you're just totally, I can't believe someone did that. Because you don't, of course. Yeah. I'm going to take a break, man. I'm going to come back. Yeah, I do on this day. I got to take a look back. And I want to talk about some other things, some other lies around the Olympic Games, man. And, you know, we've had these conversations. Me and you've had these conversations, you know, as far as, you know, how the people are treated economically, how bad things can get for the people in these countries. So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the lies that you cheer for. You know, you cheer for, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you still cheer for them, and they're right in front of your face, but you don't care. So we'll do that next after we do On This Day. This is the One Mic with Big Mike show, live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Spreaker.com. Follow me on Spreaker. You do that by signing up for your own free Spreaker account. It is free. And once you do that, search for One Mic with Big Mike. That is the number one, MICWITHBIGMIKE. And then once you find it, follow me. You got to follow me on Spreaker. That way you get the alerts when the show goes live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm also archived. All my episodes are archived. The website, onemicwithbigmike.com. The app, Spreaker, the app, TuneIn, Blastfy, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and YouTube as well. And I'm streaming live video right now on my Facebook page, One Mic with Big Mike, ONEMICWITHBIGMIKE. I'll be right back.
Attention men under the age of 35. You know what really impresses the ladies? When a guy has a few drinks and later gets pulled over for buzzed driving. That could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. There goes let's grab dinner and a movie. Oh, I know. You drive more carefully when you're buzzed. You've proven that hundreds of times. A woman admires that kind of confidence. And you've practiced how to speak if a cop does pull you over. Slowly, clearly, and politely like, "Good evening, officer." A woman admires that kind of foresight. And what woman doesn't find it adorable that you call it buzzed even though the law calls it drunk? You could kiss $10,000 goodbye, along with any chance of having a girlfriend. Because nothing says, "I'm a catch," more than a guy who lives in his parents' basement and calls it my place.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? When a tornado is tearing through town? Or a hurricane strikes? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. And it's not always as simple as using your cell phone. That's why now is the time to take action. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
And now, back to One Mic.
What are we waiting for? Let's get to it.
With Big Mike.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of the One Mic with Big Mike show here. With you, I am Big Mike. You're listening to me via Spreaker.com or possibly the Spreaker app or possibly my website or Blastfy or TuneIn. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live at 7 p.m. You can also catch the show archived episodes on all four of those outlets as well as on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Fantasy football. I still got a couple slots left in that joint. Got like 2 slots, man. So hurry up and get those requests in by sending me an email. Send your emails to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. That is my name, MIKE, at the number 1, MICWITHBIGMIKE.com. And put fantasy football in the subject line. Also, make sure you guys are answering the question of the day. It is, what do you think should have been done, or even still should be done, to Ryan Lochte after his escapades and lies coming out of the Rio Olympics? You can do that by jumping on in my live interactive chat room. Just click on that little thought bubble you see on the Spreaker streaming player or the streaming player that you see on my website. There is a thought bubble there. Just click on that thought bubble there. You can click on that and get on in the live interactive chat room, or send me a text to 404-902-8104. Before we get into the rest of this Olympic stuff, some stuff that just kind of, I was curious about, so I decided, if I'm gonna do all this reading, hell, why not talk about it? It's Friday, right? But before we do that, we're gonna move on and do our daily feature, which I call On This Day.
Now, let's take a look back. On this day.
Very short and sweet today. Well, not really very short. On this day in 1909, the first car race to be run on brick occurred at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is known, you guys, as the Indianapolis 500, of course. Is that what they call the Super Bowl of racing? I think that's the one they call the Super Bowl of racing. It happens at the beginning of the season, though. On this day in 1951, The St. Louis Browns. This is one of the most awesome on this days I've ever done. The Browns set a midget to the plate. By the way, I love midgets, man. Like, I see me, I can't even think about midgets and not smile. They sent a midget to the plate against the Detroit Tigers. Eddie Goodell. He was wearing the number 1/8, the fraction, and standing only 3 feet 7 inches tall. Guess what? He walked on 4 consecutive pitches and was replaced by a pinch runner. See, that's short. That's selling it short. They should have went on here and let my man Eddie run. I love midgets, man. On this day in 1957, the New York Giants, they vote to move their franchise, this is the baseball Giants, to San Francisco in 1958. On this day in 1982, Ronaldo Nehemiah of the U.S. sets the record in the 110-meter hurdles at 12.93 seconds. I know everybody saw that Haitian dude. Did I already talk about that damn Haitian dude that just like, I don't know, thought he was just going to be able to just run through the damn hurdle like a ghost or something? Yeah, that was trashy. Like, you shouldn't even been at the Olympics, cuz straight up, like somebody lost. Like, somebody from Haiti lost to that dude who just forgot that there was a damn hurdle right in front of him. On this day in 1995, Iron Mike Tyson knocked out Peter McNeely in 89 seconds. Y'all remember that happening, man? Like, when we was kids, like 95, I wasn't even a kid. I was like 17, 18 years old, man. And Mike Tyson sitting up there killing dudes in 90 seconds. Him and Michael Spinks. I don't even know who Peter McNeely is. This is after jail, too, isn't it? Yeah, this is the fight after jail. Anyway, on this day in 2002, finally on this Friday, your last on this day of the week, John Madden debuted on Monday Night Football. Now, John Madden's, he's alive, right? Like, I'm quick to kill people off. Like, if I don't see somebody in like 2 days, yeah, they might as well be dead. I think John Madden's still alive. Maybe he's dead. Anyway, John Madden might be alive. He might be dead. He lives on through the video game. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm quick to kill somebody off. Like my man Rob Calloway used to always say that, because if you let me not get a text from Renee like this weekend, like Monday, I'm gonna be like looking in the paper for her damn, what is it called, obituary. Yeah, man. I don't know what it is about me. Like, people go away for a while, and I'm just like, man, I think so and so dead. And sometimes I'm right. I don't know if that's the brighter note, but yeah, sometimes I'm right about it. Anyway, back to the show. It's the One Mic with Big Mike show. I'm here for the final day of the week, Friday. It was about to storm outside, but I guess it calmed down a little bit. I don't know if y'all heard that thunder earlier. Yeah, I need me a thunder buddy, like Ted. The Olympics. That's where I was going with this. Okay. So the other part about this Ryan Lochte thing, I mentioned how the people in Rio and the Rio police, yeah, you don't really have a lot of room, for being offended by this. I know it's a bad look and all those kind of things, but look, man, somebody yesterday, going back to this whole social media thing, somebody posted like, yeah, everybody thought this Olympics was gonna be terrible, and they was reporting all this stuff going on and blah blah blah, and nothing. Yeah, I promptly like put a link on, like, in the comments. They, like, yesterday, day before yesterday, they just a leg, like a human leg, was in the water where they was doing like the sailing races or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, come on, man. And I already mentioned the dude that got killed, the maid that was getting sexually harassed by that one dude, that one athlete. Yeah, it's real stuff going on down there. Just because the people at NBC who got a vested interest in not telling you about it, don't tell you about it. Yeah, it ain't smooth sailing. They still down there swimming, doing the capelons and doo-doo and all that. Like, they ain't just clean up the doo-doo. That Zika stuff, I don't know how long that take to set in. I don't know if somebody already got bit by a mosquito or whatever in 6 months, or next year somebody gonna have a baby with one of them small Zika heads. Yeah, we don't know. But yeah, to be fooled, to let the TV fool you, that's the lie, man. Don't believe that lie either. If you ain't believe Ryan Lochte, because that's another lie that everything is just smooth sailing down there. Ain't nothing popping off. It's a bunch of people down there that don't give a damn about no damn Olympics being there. They poor as hell. They done got their houses tore down. They ready to ride on somebody at any drop of a dime. Like, just because Ryan Lochte didn't know where the hell he was, like, I read that the place that he was wasn't even like a high crime area. Like, in all of Brazil, you find like the bougie parts, and wanna like act like a crime happened. Yeah, good luck, dude. It's so ridiculous. And anyway, what does that do? 32. He's done. His career is over anyway, so who cares at this point? You know. Speaking of careers being over. Yeah, speaking of careers being over, like Usain Bolt, right? Is killing again, right? He's like beating dudes by like 4 yards, and it's crazy, right? But I've conditioned myself as a sports fan to be amazed by things in the moment. But what'll never happen to me again? Like, I'll never be surprised if somebody gets popped for doping. Because everything about Usain Bolt, it points to that. Let's not like hide from that, or like act like it's not a thing. Like, these drug tests are 100% in catching these guys. If you ever saw the ESPN, it was a 30 for 30. Yeah, it was called I think it was called 97 Seconds on Ben Johnson, and they talked about this stuff. How at a certain point, the athletes know, and the type of drugs that they're on. We got to get away from calling everything steroids, too. Ain't nobody taking no damn steroids no more, not to my knowledge. It's other stuff. It's more technically advanced stuff than like a big-ass horse pill or something, a huge-ass syringe getting stuck in your ass. Nah, they on some real chemistry stuff now. So they're designing it where these guys and girls can cycle off and cycle on based on, you know, when they're going to be tested and all these things. Now, the question I'm going to ask you guys, if you think the Russians got into the damn facility, if you think like somebody can do that, what make you think somebody can get the information on when the damn test coming, or even have a roundabout time of when it's going to happen, and just cycle off, pass your test, cycle back on, and get busy? You know what I mean? You couple that with people who already have natural talent. Like, for example, we always talk about Barry Bonds. There's always like this debate, right, on whether Barry Bonds would have been a Hall of Famer without the roids or PEDs or whatever you want to call them, right? And, you know, there's a running debate on that. But the thing we got to understand is that the reason that debate exists because Barry Bonds was already a hell of an athlete and a hell of a damn player. He was like one of those, in baseball, what they call those 5'2" guys. Yeah, he was already one of those dudes. So the next evolution was he became like Lou Ferrigno with a baseball bat and a good eye, and started hitting home runs like 700,000 feet. So put that into the context that I'm talking about here as we talk about Usain Bolt. And no, I'm not saying Usain Bolt is on anything, right? But what I'm saying is that sports has lent itself to that type of skepticism, especially international sports. My God, especially international sports. You see a 30-year-old dude, he's 29, I guess, right? So not to round up, but he's a 30-year-old dude, and no one has even come close to doing the type of things he's done. Like, we talking about a medium age of like 24, I think was what they said. And yet no one, like, he's laughing. And that's the other thing too. That's a telltale sign to me that if something comes out here in the next year, 2 years, 4 or 5 years, whatever, like, you're going to be able to look back at this and be like, it's like Barry Bonds. It's like, it's become too easy. It's like at a certain point, if you was like me, you was looking at Barry Bonds like, come on, dude. Come on. You ain't even trying to fool nobody. You got equipment managers talking about your head done went up a whole size. Your shoe size done went up a whole shoe size. Like, you're not even trying anymore to be discreet about it. You're just like, well, F it. I'm just going to pass these damn tests and rock on. Which, you know what? That's cool because I'm definitely not that guy either. I'm not the old, he's cheating the system and all that. I don't care. Like, my income don't depend on whether A-Rod is on dope or not. Or Usain Bolt is on dope or not. Whatever, I don't care. Run it. I said the same thing about Peyton Manning. Like, they was talking about Peyton Manning was on HGH. I was like, please believe. Dude's neck was broke like 12 times. And he had to have surgery on it 1 million times. Like, whatever. Run it. But the reason I'm speaking about it because I'm in a minority in that. Like, most people are so amazed by Usain Bolt. You want it to be that he's just that awesome. You want to believe in these fictitious things that people talk about, the fountain of youth, and he's found a way to turn back the clock and all this kind of stuff. You want to believe in that. But that ain't real, man. Like, the human body just don't work that way. I don't care how much you train and all. That dude came back. That dude came back and was beating dudes by like a second. After like 3 weeks ago, he had a pull hamstring. You let one of these dudes in one of these preseason games pull their hamstring today, you won't see them for another 3 weeks. Much less setting world record times in the 100 and the 200. Yeah, man. And then you hear one of the other things, the alarms that go off is, I think he said his goal is to break 19 seconds in the 200. It's like, come on, man. Like, he's at 19.19, so basically 19.2. He wants to shave another 0.2 of a second off his time and run the 200 in under 19 seconds. And by the way, for those of you who may not have known, this may have just flown under the radar. The Jamaicans had their own in the last Olympics. Around the last Olympics, when everyone, got their first taste of Usain Bolt, yeah, they had their own doping scandal around that time where they weren't administering the amount of tests they should have, and they were only administering tests around competition or during competition. So basically, dudes was like, "All right, we about to compete. Probably gonna get tested." You know what I mean? There was no real randomness to the testing. So of course, and even if there was, people would still, slip through the cracks because I'm of a firm belief that the chemistry is going to be ahead, or the criminals are going to be ahead of the crime catchers or the crime stoppers. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like they came out with the radar guns for the police. Well, then people like citizens got fuzzbusters and radar detectors, and the cat and mouse game continues and continues and continues. Like, the thieves and the criminals are going to always be ahead of the authorities. And the same goes for this. Like, the stuff I was reading today confirmed something that I already thought. It's like the people who get caught don't get caught because the testing is so good that they get greedy. You know what I mean? They try to, it's like the bank robber who's like, I'm just going to do one more bank. Yeah, and that's the one you end up going to jail for like 50 years behind. You know what I mean? You got enough money. You know what you got a system down or whatever, and all of a sudden you want to like hop up to like a federal bank when you've been knocking off these little credit unions or whatever. Yeah, man. So when you admire these amazing things, man, in the moment, but don't, like, as a sports fan, if you're an adult and you're a sports fan, you've seen enough. You've seen the same things I've seen. When A-Rod was going to be the last bastion of cleanliness for Major League Baseball. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That same dude who is a pariah and a cheater and all these things that people want to call him, he never failed a drug test. Ever. And the whole time when he's telling you I did this stuff, the test never caught him. That should tell you something right there, man. This dude is telling you, like, yeah, it was going digital. But whatever, who cares? And the other thing that I want to kind of go back to a little bit on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I was talking about the hashtag Black Girls. What is it? Black Girl Magic, right? That whole thing I talked about. I'm not going to rehash it today, but something kind of crossed my face, and it had me thinking, or had me recollecting something, and there was like an homage being paid to Florence Griffith Joyner, aka FloJo, right? And something said to me like, man, something I remember her being in like this cloud of suspicion for these PEDs. I mean, she died at 38 years old. This is a woman who you look at and you say she's in the tip top peak of health, and she dies mysteriously. I'm 39, like, so she died a year younger than I am right now, and I didn't trust me even. I'm not even gonna say half. I'm not in eighth of the shape Florence Griffin Joyner was in, but I remember there being like mumblings of like steroid use, and then it took me back to that documentary, that ESPN 30 for 30 on Ben Johnson, and I remember some of the things that were being said and the telltale signs of how you can see and tell if somebody, like all these dudes, these grown men had braces on their teeth, and everybody had like just severe acne on their face, you know, all these telltale signs of actual steroid use. So I went and I pulled up some old, you know, FloJo articles and of people who read and like people who wrote about, you know, things that were being said about her and being heard. And yeah, you know, it was people who knew her at different times in her life. Like, this is something that I didn't know, that she was about to give up on track. Like 2 years before she broke all those records, she gained like 60 pounds. And the guy who they quoted in this article is talking about how when he first met her, she was like the most beautiful woman ever. She had this like round face and this crazy, you know, personality. And then he saw her like a year later, and she was all like chiseled out, and her chin was elongated, and she had on all this heavy makeup to hide the acne, and all these things are signs of steroid use. But it's not a comfortable feeling for some people to think about that. You want to think that she was just that awesome, but you know, I think that saying that a lot of people use when they say to people, if it seems too good to be true, it probably isn't. Like, that's probably something, a good piece of knowledge to live by and to walk by. You know, especially as you get older and you see more in sports, and realize that a lot of things ain't what you think they are, and especially when you're talking about international sports, man. It's some of the most crooked, some of the most like skeevy, like slick stuff in the world, man. Because think about the like what the reward is for your risk. Like, you working 4 years. That's why it's so heartbreaking when you see those dudes and they trip on those damn hurdles and stuff, or somebody just fall out, or somebody get injured or something. That's why it's like, damn, that's ridiculous. Because now you got to wait 4 more damn years if you're not too damn old to try to realize this dream again. So for me to act like folks ain't gonna go all out to do this, that'd be me being willfully stupid and willfully ignorant. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they talk to like doctors. Like this one doctor talked about how before steroids were made illegal, and I didn't realize this was a thing. Before 1975, steroids were illegal, so he would prescribe them. His name is Dr. Kerr. Said he treated FloJo for an ankle injury from the combination of her physical appearance and her increase in performance. I believe she was on drugs. That's a quote. And he should know, because, like I said, before 1975, he was prescribing steroids for athletes. And I think what happens is, with this kind of stuff, is we, like sports fans, you got to be quick to holler out cheater when that happens, right? Because that's what you're accustomed to hear. And so when someone is a heroic, not historic, a heroic figure, you don't want to look at them as a cheater. But I think if you take the stigma off of it and look at it for what it is, maybe it is cheating, but it's cheating to other people. It's cheating to the competitors. And that's assuming that everyone's not doing like with the Lance Armstrong thing. We found out that everybody that was riding the bike was on dope. With the Ben Johnson story, like Ben Johnson was the headliner, like he killed Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis made a big stink of it, but then you find out come years later that what was it, like 6 of the 8 finalists later on were linked to doping, you know, and not Carl Lewis, but in the documentary, if you guys check it out, it's 30 for 30, so you know it's good. I think it's called 97 Seconds, look like :97 with an asterisk on it. And they talk about how like Carl Lewis is walking around acne-filled face. He's a grown man. You know what I mean? He's a grown man doing some of the same things that amaze us now about Usain Bolt. You feel me? Like Carl Lewis won his last gold medal. He was like 60 years old. You know what I mean? In the long jump. Of course I'm exaggerating, but he was like probably like 35. Winning gold medals. Come on, man. If it's too good to be true, it probably isn't true. You know what I mean? But these people they've placed themselves into the pantheon of heroism, especially when it comes to black people. Man, you can't tell black people nothing like about they preachers and all this kind of stuff. I remember this girl, it felt like she wanted to fight me one time because I was telling her this story about TD Jakes saying that his wife Dottie rescued him out of homosexuality, whatever the hell that means, but whatever. She was like, that ain't true. I was like, what you mean? He said it out of his mouth. Just like the other dude, Donnie McClurkin, the We Fall Down dude. Yeah, he's like, you know, I've been delivered from homosexuality. Again, I have no frame of reference of what the hell that means. I always just feel like if you, like, once you ring that bell, you can't unhear it. You know what I mean? That toothpaste won't go back in the tube, player, no matter what you say. But whatever. But it's like that. Like, people get real protective and defensive over, you know, their, I don't know, heroic figures. And the same thing is true within sports, man, when in reality, these people are human beings. Like, I'm telling you, if somebody was like, look, Mike, you can take this shot today, and after you take this shot, you'll have a weekly following on your show of 1 million people. Like, before the sentence is over with, it's already in my veins. You understand me? This is real. Because, like, look, like with all this stuff, all you talking about is risk versus reward. Right? And if the only stipulation is just don't be stupid, understand how the system is supposed to work, don't be stupid about it, take it as you're supposed to, make sure you cycle off when you should so that you don't get caught up in the test, and everything will be good. Yeah, whatever. Like, why didn't everybody do it? Now, I understand, you know, people have their certain levels of integrity and all that kind of stuff, but look, just like that girl diving across that damn finish line, how damn important is it to you? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just kind of some of the stuff that, like, I try not to get legitimate information or legitimized information that comes to me from social media. You know what I mean? I see stuff and it may conjure up a thought in my brain, but then I go start reading and researching and digging. You know what I mean? Because I want to know. I don't want to be like the distributor of the disease called stupidity. Because it is a disease. It's very communicable. It's passed very easily. You know what I mean? Like, I saw something on Facebook today. Michael Phelps got to pay $9,000 per medal in taxes. And I'm like, hold on. That can't be true. It may be, but it don't sound true because if you know what I know from reading, it is fundamental, by the way, those medals ain't worth but like $500. Why would someone pay $9,000 a piece? They're not real gold. They're not solid gold, I should say. It's like a mashup of a bunch of different metals with the gold on the outside. They haven't been solid gold in many a decade. Why would you pay $9,000 to do that? But again, it's stupidity. Someone got it from somewhere, and now they want to spread it to everyone else. You know, there should be a crime against it. It's the One Mike with Big Mike show. We got 1 hour down. I'll probably go for another 30 minutes here, man. I'm going to go watch me some football. How about that? So yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna take a break here. Come back and close the show down. I'm gonna talk about some football, the football that we saw last night, especially here in the city of Atlanta. It wasn't here; it was in Cleveland. But I'm gonna talk about better showing. Better showing for the Atlanta Falcons against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and my favorite of probably all time preseason athlete. I mentioned him on Wednesday, and I'll mention him again here in a couple of minutes. It is the One Mic with Big Mike show. Don't forget, I'm heard every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting at 7 o'clock live on Spreaker.com, the app. I'm also heard live on TuneIn, Blast5, and my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. Make sure you guys are following me wherever you're listening right now. If you're listening after the fact to the podcast, to the recorded version of the show, make sure you stop and follow me on Spreaker. That way you can get the alerts whenever the show does, in fact, go live. So with that being said, I'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Derulo. I love that music connects to people all over the country. But unfortunately, so does something else. Childhood hunger. 15 million kids struggle with hunger right here in America. And yet, every year, billions of pounds of surplus food in the U.S. go to waste instead of going to the children in need. Feeding America is working to change this. The Feeding America nationwide network of food banks rescues this surplus of food to help provide meals to families in virtually every community in the United States, including yours. But they just can't do this alone. Join me in the fight against hunger in America. For more information on what you can do to get involved, visit feedingamerica.org. That's feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Time starts now. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat? Where can you find the answers to these questions?
Car crashes are one of the leading killers of U.S. children. Many of those deaths could be prevented by making sure that kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
One mic.
All I need is one mic.
It's just different.
One mic with Big Mike.
The overall tenor of what he's saying is very stupid.
They say his style is too urban for the radio.
Maybe it's not racism. Maybe it's placism.
Brother has to know his place, right, Bob?
One mic with Big Mike.
Things aren't always what they seem.
A sports talk show, but no subject matter is off limit.
Don't just tell me that the reason something's being done is because that's the way it's always been done. Because the first thing I'm going to say to you is slavery.
And now, your host.
I got the big homie here who needs no introduction.
Big Mike.
Hey, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm sitting looking at my, I'm looking at my Facebook page, man. And, like, Renee Cooper, who helps me out so very much with this stupid show, man. She posted pictures that coincide with the On This Day. And by the way, this is the One Mic with Big Mike show here on Spreaker.com, the app, and my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. Anyway, she posts the pictures that coincide with the On This Days that I do, right? And I just happened to look at my computer screen, and I was scrolling down, I saw the picture of the midget. Of the midget taking her at bat. He's dead ass serious too. Yeah, this is priceless, man. This is awesome. Oh, yeah, that might have made my that made my week. All right, let me start looking at that. One last thing about the Olympics before I move on to this football, and I wanted to mention this crazy. It's not even really just an Olympic story; it's an NCAA story, and I always have to mention how stupid the NCAA is every chance I get. So I ran across this on Vice Sports while I was doing my reading today, and it talks about the title of the article is "The NCAA lets college Olympians collect cash for gold." Yeah, how about that? Meanwhile, if you out there bashing your brain in, hey, nothing to see here. Amateurism. Katie Ledecky, right? Katie Ledecky is a swimmer who also swims for Stanford, a school that's this year is going to have a Heisman Trophy finalist again. The kid Christian McCaffrey, the running back, the do everything running back out there in Stanford. All right, so this article says, for the past 15 years, the NCAA has allowed incoming and current college athletes to keep any bonuses they receive from the United States Olympic Committee's Operation Gold program, which pays cash prizes for medals. You want to know how much? Sure you do. $25,000 for gold, $15,000 for silver, and $10,000 for a little measly bronze. The world-class athletes or college athletes in Olympic sports are also permitted to receive cash and benefits worth hundreds to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Everything from monthly stipends to free electronics. In the case of Katie Ledecky, we talking about $115,000 that she made at the Rio Games. Simone Manuel, everyone's favorite black swimmer, probably the only one that you know, but whatever. She captured 2 golds, 2 silver medals worth cool $80,000. She's also a swimmer at Stanford, as a matter of fact. A swimmer from Georgia, Gunnar Bentz, and University of Georgia swimmer Gunnar Bentz and University of West Virginia rifle shooter Guinea Thrasher each won gold medal prizes worth $25,000. University of Texas swimmer Joseph Schooling, he beat Michael Phelps in the butterfly situation. Yeah, that got him a government bonus from Singapore of $740,000. By the way, these are college athletes, if you didn't hear me the first time. These damn NCAA hoes. Hey, look, Tony Romo's getting on the field, everybody. Then, it always takes me back to the Todd Gurley situation. You know what I mean? Todd Gurley got a couple grand for some autographs. Next thing you know, he got to miss 4 games. Came back and tore his damn ACL. Now, Todd Gurley doing all right now. Sure. But that don't dismiss the point that is ridiculous. To the point where some dude in Georgia created a law that would, guess what, criminalize. And this article describes it as the egregious, immoral act of giving a college athlete money. It's satirical because it's so stupid. God, man, the NCAA is just so. Last thing, it says the NCAA has decreed that campus athletes can't accept money from boosters or commercial sponsors. Well, yeah, the USOC, United States Olympic Committee, they get their money from corporate sponsors, and guess who else? Private donors, just like boosters. It's just so stupid and hypocritical, man. I have to point this out every single freaking time, man. Every time. Because it's just wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't no skin off. Well, it is, as a matter of fact. And I've done this show before that. It is some skin off of all of our teeth because we, as the taxpayers, you pay taxes, you subsidize the damn NCAA. Real talk. But anyway, moving on. I got to get this football out of the way before I get up out of here because I'm only going to do another about 20 minutes of tonight's show, and I'm going to go watch these damn football games. Oh, don't forget, you guys enjoying the show. If you guys want to jump in the live interactive chat room. Oh, I got Charlie horse in my leg. Oh, Jesus. Whew. You guys can join the conversation via the live interactive chat room. By clicking that little thought bubble you see on your streaming player. If you're listening via Spreaker or my website, just click on that thought bubble. It'll get you right inside the live interactive chat room, or you can text your thoughts or your answers to the question of the day brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. You want to know what you think should have been done or should be done to Ryan Lochte after what happened this week in Rio. You can text that answer to 404-902-8104. Or, and I forgot to mention this earlier, you can also leave it as a comment to my live stream on Facebook. My Facebook page is ONEMICWITHBIGMIKE. Man, that damn Charlie horse. Oh, my God. I can't straighten my leg out. All right, so got a bunch of games going on right now. The Friday game, the Cowboys are taking on the Dolphins. We're going to get a chance probably here to see Arian Foster for the first time in a Dolphins uniform. I think I got the rest of the games here somewhere. Yeah, we got the Jets and the Redskins already underway. They started at 7:30, and then here in about 50 minutes, we're gonna see the Cardinals and the Chargers, who, by the way, still haven't worked that situation out with Joey Bosa. That's ridiculous. Like the whole deal with the CBA was to make these things easy, man. And in the last couple of years, we ain't seen nobody hold out. And I'm not blaming the kid, by the way. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the way the organization is handling this, man. Like, you draft this dude, what, third, fifth, whatever it is overall, and you got problems with the offset money because, what, you don't think he's going to be on the team in 3 years, and you don't want him double dipping? Come on, man. Because now all we talking about now is a stalemate. It's a staring contest at this point. Everyone's just standing around looking at each other, seeing who's going to blink first. It's ridiculous, you know what I mean? So last night, we started off with the Eagles and Steelers. The Steelers got blanked, but they ain't play nobody. They ain't play Le'Veon Bell, who, by the way, oh, man, this GD dude got another reduction in his suspension. You remember last year he had a 4-game suspension, got that thing reduced to 2 games. Got suspended this year for the same thing, the old sticky of the icky, the marijuana. Had a 4-game suspension sitting on his head. Got that bumped down just today to 3 games, which, whatever. I don't know if that makes that much of a deal other than the fact that he gets one game check that he wouldn't have gotten, prior to that. And the Steelers get there. I mean, this dude's coming off an ACL, so 3 extra weeks of rest. You got D'Angelo Williams in the backfield. Yeah, should be all right. But they got blanked yesterday. They got blanked by the Philadelphia Eagles, who, by the way, didn't play well at all either. They still trying to figure things out with Sam Bradford and their receiving core. They just traded for Dorial Green-Beckham, the big-ass, tall human being wide receiver. They got him from Texas for like a backup guard or something like that. Got the Lions and the Bengals. We saw them. Andy Dalton, A.J. Green look to be in pretty good shape. They got to find a number 2 out there, though. They got to find a number 2 because, of course, God, what's the kid's name? The number 2 is in Detroit now, and the number 3, Mohamed Sanu Sr., which, for whatever reason, my guy Rob Calloway has a problem with him having Sanu Sr. on his back. It's just weirdo stuff. Marvin Jones is who I was thinking about. Marvin Jones is gone. He had a pretty good game yesterday as well. So he looks to be their, I don't want to go overboard and say their answer for Calvin Johnson, but they needed someone to pair with Anquan Bolton, not pair, but pair with Golden Tate, and along with the addition of Anquan Bolton, who should be their presence in the middle. Because I think that kid, Eric Ebron, he tore his ACL, didn't he? Yeah, that first-round tight end pick last year, he tore his damn ACL. I saw right before I started the show, I saw the Bears and the Patriots. Of course, Gronkowski not there. Tom Brady tried to cut his damn finger off, apparently, for whatever reason. I don't know if he's just trying to look for a reason to not be on the sideline for these preseason games, because he was going to play. He was going to start, as a matter of fact. But he cut his finger trying to do something with his cleats or something like that. He wasn't at the last game either, because he had to go to a memorial service for a friend or a family member or whatnot. So, guess we wait another week to see if Tom Brady gets to play or whatever. I think that dude is embarrassed that he's not going to start this season, man. It's starting to really set in. I'm not saying he cut his damn finger on purpose, but sometimes things like that just kind of happen through the inertia and through the way you're feeling about a certain situation. And Garoppolo came in, played decently. Jay Cutler played our way. You know who played well too? That damn running back. That running back that's taking over for Matt Forte. God, I hate names, dude. I hate that people have to have names. But anyway, I'm looking at these preseason games, probably like a lot of you are. I mean, with these fantasy implications. And speaking of fantasy, make sure you guys send me your email so you can get inside this fan. I know I am No Dose. Are you in the fantasy football league? If you're still listening, if you're still in the chat room, you guys send your emails to Mike at onemikewithbigmike.com. Put fantasy football in the subject line. Let me send you these invites because we got a couple left, man. You guys can get a chance to win some signed footballs. One Mike with Big Mike gear. I got a couple of hats. I'm going to give away these hats that I'm wearing in every show. Not the ones that I wear, but brand new ones. So don't think I'm giving y'all some damn hand-me-downs. The Raiders and the Packers. What's that kid's name from Brett Hundley from UCLA? Khalil Mack, boy, that dude. I don't know if y'all saw that dude yesterday. He's in full form. You feel me? Man, I'm my homeboy DeMario that does my voice work for the show. The big voice that you hear on the intro and you hear him on the On This Day stuff. He's a big time Raiders fan, man. It's been plenty of year coming for this dude to have something to feel good about. Not a fan myself, but a fan of good football, and I'm excited to see what these cats are going to be doing, even if it's just on the defensive end, which they should be all right offensively as well. They got Crabtree, they got Mari Cooper, this kid, Derek Carr's son. No, David Carr's brother, not son. Derek Carr, it's his brother. He should have. They're looking for him to have a step up to what he did last year. And then they got the kid Latavius Murray in the backfield. It should be all right. You feel me? And then there was the Seahawks and the Vikings. I didn't see much of this game, to be honest with you. But I do know this, that in the preseason game, Russell Wilson was on his ass like in one quarter like 4 times. He got sacked 4 times yesterday. That can't make anyone feel good. Now, they got Christian Michael, who I read is having a pretty good camp. Thomas Rawls has been taken off the PUP list, I think. He's off the PUP list. And they drafted like 4 running backs in the draft. So they should be good to run the football. But, therein lies the quandary when you're paying your quarterback the way you're paying him, to not, have the ball in his hands and have him making decisions as much as possible. It's a problem, but yet and still you have so many holes along your offensive line that it may not pay the dividends that you might expect it to. And then, I saved this for last. And then there was the Falcons and the Browns. The Falcons were up at, what's the name of that damn stadium? Wherever. They were in Cleveland yesterday, taking on Robert Griffin III and his new squad. Falcons looked very good early on defense. They did a lot of moving. Matt Ryan giving him some half-field reads. Some of the things that you wouldn't expect to see. Well, wouldn't expect being needed for a guy with his experience, but after the first game that he had, you would expect them to come out and try to give him some easy stuff, trying to, not let that feeling of here we go again sit in, and it worked. Devontae Freeman ran the ball very well. Mohamed Sanu had a catch. Julio had a nice catch as well. Things look decent defensively. That's another story. Still, to me, man, it still doesn't look good. They're not getting a pass rush. They're not getting a pass rush. Vic Beasley didn't play yesterday. He's got some soreness in his shoulder. I don't know if you guys remember when the season ended last year. He mentioned having a rotator cuff issue. What was it? Anyway, some sort of shoulder situation going on with him that led back to his days at Clemson. And he set out yesterday with some shoulder surgery. They said it wasn't related or whatnot, but whatever. So we didn't get a chance to see him, and it's like the second week in a row, man. I've been looking forward a little bit to wanting to see him playing playing that outside linebacker position, but no such luck. We did get a chance to see the kid Neal, the kid they drafted out of Florida. Not a real good night, man. We didn't see him make a real impact in the run game. We also didn't see him make too much of an impact in the passing game. RG3 threw a wonderful ball to that tight end, if I can remember his name, Gary. What the hell is his name? Barnage. Gary Barnage. Great over-the-shoulder catch, and the coverage, the opposite of what Steve Berline was talking about during the broadcast. Yeah, great coverage. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, dude. Like in NFL terms, I don't think in any terms really. Like you turn all the way around looking for the ball. He panicked. The ball went right over his head. I used to have a DB coach, not I wasn't a DB, but our DB coach. He's like, what are you looking for? He's not throwing it to you. You know what I mean? Same thing, same concept, man. You stop running. The what's the saying in the league? If he's even, he's leaving. You can't turn around and look, and that's what happened to the kid. A great throw by RG3. Another great throw by RG3, which is I don't know if it's concerning or not, but it's fun to me. Like every preseason, even my guy Rob, he texted me last night. He's like, "That's your boy, ain't it?" Because every preseason, you can go back like the last 3 years, maybe, however long Terrell Pryor has been in the NFL. He'll give you something to just open your mouth and drop your jaw to the ground in the preseason. Like, because you don't realize, man, this kid is huge. Not only is he huge, he's legit fast. He's not like he's fast for a big dude. No, he's fast. If he was 5'8", you'd be like, damn, he's fast as hell. Yeah, he's that fast. And he showed it last night. Desmond Trufant, a lot of people consider him one of the premier corners in the league, man. He don't get a lot of pub, but he plays well. For a guy who plays without a pass rush as well, like Richard Sherman plays with a pass rush. Last year, Josh Norman played with a great pass rush. Desmond Trufant plays with none. And even like a little. He plays with none here in Atlanta. And is able to do his gig, at a fairly decent clip. But last night, Terrell Pryor, man, he ran past that dude like he was in quicksand. And that ain't really a knock. The fact that Terrell Pryor is still kind of like virgin-y, that's a word, at the wide receiver position, you didn't ask him to do nothing. Like, he didn't run no sick double move on him. He just was like, look, I'm about to run straight. And if this dude can throw it to me, because he still underthrew it a little bit. That's how fast this dude is. Robert Griffin still underthrew him a little bit. He had to catch it on his hip. Yeah, I'm just going to run straight. And I told y'all on Wednesday, I've been saying this for years about this kid. Since he got in the league and it was shown that he couldn't really get the quarterback position, it's like, there's something about these dudes, man. This dude wanted to argue with me one time on Twitter about this. Like, it was on some race stuff. It's like, no, he's bad at quarterback. The same way Tebow was bad at quarterback, but Tebow just don't have this kid's athletic gifts. Or magic, as like y'all like to put it. You don't have his magic. He has a different kind of magic. Tebow magic. Anyway, so yeah, he just ran straight by him and caught a wonderful ball by RG3. Now, here's the thing. I saw the end of the game today, and I keep talking about how big this kid is. He went and I guess he saw, how they do after the game. He sought out Julio Jones so they could take a picture, and I was like, damn it. How big is this kid? He's bigger than Julio. And the first time I saw Julio Jones in person, when me and Rob went out to training camp to get some, to get some sound and all that kind of stuff. The first time I saw him in person, I was like, well, what the hell is happening here? This dude's a giant. And Terrell Pryor is bigger than him. And if he's not faster, he's as fast as Julio Jones. Yeah, dude. That dude, it's going to be a shame, to be honest with you, if he doesn't become a very serviceable wide receiver. It's going to be a shame because of how long it took him to realize that that's what the move should have been initially. I not retweeted, but I found an article from a couple of years ago when he was with Seattle, because he's been with 10 teams. I found this article from 10 years ago where he's telling people, he said, I don't know how to catch. I was like, that's ridiculously stupid. This dude was Mr. Basketball and Mr. Football in the state of Ohio. He's probably the best athlete on the field 8 out of 10 times. You know what I mean? He damn sure was yesterday. Yesterday was one of those times maybe because Julio was there. You feel me? But most times, most teams don't have the dude that wears 11 for the Falcons. So most times, Terrell Pryor is probably going to be the best weapon or the best athlete on the team. And for him to be I don't know how to catch, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. So now, if it don't work out now, man, I'm going to look at him the same way I look at that Mike Vick stuff. What took you so long? I saw it after the first preseason, the first half of the year, in Oakland. Yeah, whatever. Also in the NFL, real quick before I get up out of here, I got 6 minutes. So finally, the commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, got his way. And those suspensions that he was threatening Clay Matthews and Julius Peppers with and James Harrison with, well, they had to go ahead and succumb to his wishes, man, because it's one of those things where if you do try to stand on your morals or whatever and accept these suspensions, eventually smart money says you become the villain because fans don't care. And the fans of the teams that these guys play for, the Packers, the Steelers, they don't care. If you're not there and the team is not performing well, if you're the Steelers and you got to see Jarvis Jones getting hella reps because James Harrison can't go out there and do the work that he does, even at 36 years old. Yeah, you ain't going to care about Roger Goodell. This ain't Tom Brady where everybody's going to come down on Goodell. Or maybe they would. But it just feels like it wouldn't show up that way. So these dudes are agreeing to sit down and do these interviews. Now, if like James Harrison seemed like the type of dude that I am, like I'll be like, all right, we can do them, and then every answer will be like the most vanilla, stupid answer ever. You know what I mean? And you'll leave out mad, but I did the interview. You ain't say my answers had to be good. Now leave, or I'll leave, or wherever it's gonna happen at. It just feels, it has that feel of like one of those like revenge of the ginger nerds thing. Like he don't have no respect for these athletes, and he wants to try to, I don't know, be this domineering figure over these athletes. Meanwhile, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw this because it just really kind of just like popped up and went away. The two baseball players, Ryan Zimmerman and Ryan Howard, that were mentioned in that Al Jazeera documentary, guess what? Baseball just sent out a quick little statement. They've been cleared. Moving right along. Anybody got to do no whole long drawn out? It's like that's the NFL, man. It's so ridiculous. Baseball, like Manfred and the boys was like, look, our guys are good. No further questions, and they move on. And they're in season. All this stuff is going on in the NFL in the off season, and these dudes trying to get ready for the season, and you trying to, interrupt that routine. And I don't know, man. It's so stupid. And as a fan of the game, I just give me the football. Like if somebody do something out of the way, yeah, handle it. You know what I mean? If James Harrison, failed a drug test because that's what has been collectively bargained, the drug policy, all right, run it. Do what you got to do. But you looking for reasons to make your league look bad. Because no one would have said anything if the NFL would have been like, I don't think anyone would have said anything had the NFL been like, no, we're not putting any credence into that. That's just some dude blurting out names, and then he recanted. We're not bothering our players over that. Nope. Not Ginger Goodell. Not in his world. What was I about to say? Oh, James Harrison calling that dude. He called that dude a crook. Like, he hates that dude, man. Man, James Harrison does not like that dude, man. And if it ever came out, like, he just seemed like the type of dude that at one time would just, if he ever could just find Roger Goodell, he'd just like ski mask him and just like do one of those like neck things on the movie when they just turn your head real quick into Roger Goodell, because he's such a douchebag, man. There's no reason for half of the things that he does, and even we, as just your average everyday fan, can see. All right, man, y'all guys get ready tomorrow as well. It's going to be a triple header on NFL Network tomorrow, starting at 4:00 of preseason games. So if you're into the preseason like I am, make sure you check that out. But as far as I go, looks like the Cowboys are trying to put an ass whooping on the Dolphins here. I can't really see real good on the screen I got in front of me. But anyway, that's going to do it for the week, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for the week. Make sure you please spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're not currently following me on Spreaker, I ask that you do so. If you're listening to this on one of the archived episodes, if you download it, if you're streaming it after the fact, go ahead, search for my show or create your own free Spreaker account. Do that first on Spreaker. It's SPREAKER.com, or use the app, create an account. Then search for my show, One Mic with Big Mike, and then follow me on Spreaker. And if you're listening right now, I do ask that you click the little heart as well, indicating that you like the show. Even if you don't really like it, click it anyway. If you're listening right now, click that for me. As far as the archived episodes go, make sure you guys know that you can get them on Spreaker. You can get them on the Spreaker app, TuneIn, Blast5. OneMicWithBigMike.com, which is my website. You can also get them on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. One more time for the fantasy football situation. If you guys want to play fantasy football with me and give yourself a chance to win some prizes and all those things, make sure you send me an email to mike@onemicwithbigmike.com. Put fantasy football in the subject line, and what I'll do, I'll send the invites out as long as we still have them, man. We got a couple left, so as always, that's loud. First come, first serve, man. My sound off line, once again, you're going to need it for next weekend. You can use it all over the weekend, man. 404-902-8104. You can use that to continue to answer the question of the day, brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. Tell me what you think should have happened or should happen to Ryan Lochte after what he did down in Rio. You can do that either via text or you can call the number. It'll pick right up. It won't even ring. I got it set up where it won't even ring. It'll go straight to the recording. You guys can leave me a recording of your thoughts, and you can hear yourself on Monday right here on the One Mic with Big Mike show. Until then, man, you guys be safe. Enjoy your weekend, man, and I hope to see you guys back here on Monday live at 7 Eastern on Spreaker, the Spreaker app, Blast5, TuneIn, and, of course, my website. Check it out, too, the brand new website, courtesy of the wonderful Renee Cooper, OneMicWithBigMike.com. Till then, man, you guys have a good one.